All right, guys, Sling has the bait. There we go, fish on. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Nick from 618 Fishing here, and welcome back to another fishing adventure. I am excited and nervous for today's fishing adventure. We are heading to a spillway where on my last trip was completely dried up. I actually found some fish trapped in a puddle, but since then we have gotten a ton of rain, so I have no idea what this spot is going to look like today, but I'm excited to get out there and hopefully catch some big fish. I have just made it to the spillway, and this is insane. There is a ton of water flowing over it today, and I could already tell that the creek is severely flooded. This is gonna get interesting very quickly. Still blown away by what this spillway looks like today. I don't think I've ever seen it this flooded. I knew we got a lot of rain, but I was not expecting this. Now, as far as how we're gonna catch these fish, I brought a couple options. I've got some night crawlers and some frozen bait. Obviously, the goal is always to catch some fresh bait, but let's go ahead and get started and see if there are any fish living in this raging spillway. As some of you probably remember, the last time I was here, there was just a puddle with some big gar stranded in it. There we go. Oh my gosh. Big fish. No way. In the net. There we go, you guys. We just caught a really nice short-nosed gar in this puddle. This is one of the most shocking catches that I've ever had. What in the world just happened? I'm excited to see what fish are living here now. Let's start by tossing out a little spinner. No luck with that spinner. Let's go ahead and try a night crawler. All right, guys, Sling has the bait. There we go, fish on. Yes, that took no time at all. Once we tossed the night crawler out there, we just caught a healthy little largemouth bass. So there are fish living in this spillway today. That is a great sign. What an awesome first catch. See you later, buddy. I have no idea if that bass swam up from the creek or came over the spillway from the lake, but either way, that is an awesome first catch. I cannot wait to see what we hook into next. That guy picked up this night crawler on a Carolina rig. There's still a little bit of that night crawler left on the hook. Let's toss it back out there. Now that we know there are fish out there, let's toss out a piece of cut bait to see if there are any large predators hiding. Fish number two. It looks like another largemouth bass. Not quite as big as the first one, but I will take it. See you later, buddy. Fish on. Dang. All right, biggest fish yet. Largemouth bass number 3. But this guy is quite a bit bigger than those first ones I caught. See you later, buddy. We have caught a total of 3 fish so far out of this raging spillway today, which, don't get me wrong, I am super pumped about that, but we are after a monster fish today, and I am still hoping there is one living out there beneath the surface. There's the thing. There we go, fish on. Oh. All right, I switched over to fishing beneath a float because I kept losing my tackle to snags. And what do you know, yet another largemouth bass. See you later, buddy. There appears to be a healthy population of largemouth bass beneath this spillway today, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I am super stoked about that, but nothing has touched my bigger baits. So I think it's time to do some exploring downstream to try to catch a monster out of this creek. But before we do that, let's toss out the cast net to try to catch some fresh bait. This cast net has seen better days, but let's see if we can catch some fish with it. Here we go. Oh wow, okay. Well, no surprise with this catch. Yet another largemouth bass. We will not be using this guy as bait. Let's go ahead and let him go. See you later, buddy. Dang, back-to-back largemouth bass. This is one of the bigger ones of the day. All right, we were able to catch a sunfish. What a cool looking fish. Let's keep this guy for bait and head downstream. Generally, I'm able to explore directly downstream from this spillway, but it is completely flooded, so I am not able to do that unless I want to get wet, which I do not. So we're gonna have to go a different way, which I have a feeling is going to be a whole lot more difficult. Just as I expected, that was a struggle, but we have made it to a spot that looks very promising. Let's get some baits out there. I've got some nice pieces of that fish we just caught rigged on these Carolina rigs. Let's toss them out there and see if a monster fish wants to pick it up. I have not gotten a single bite from this spot. I think it's time to adventure even further downstream. Getting to the spot where I am at right now was incredibly difficult, nearly impossible, to be honest with you, and incredibly exhausting, but we have finally made it. It looks incredibly fishy. I am hoping this is where the big fish are hiding. This spot looks incredible, but unfortunately I have not had a single bite since I went downstream from that spillway. I've tried a bunch of different techniques, baits and lures, not a single bite. That is incredibly disappointing. We need to change our spots one more time before it gets too dark. As you guys can tell, we have made it back to the spillway because not only is this the only spot I've caught a fish today, this is the only spot I've gotten a bite today, which is crazy, but apparently this is where the fish are hiding. I am hoping the big fish will be feeding now that the sun is setting and we'll be able to catch one. There we go, fish on. No, he's off, darn it. Oh, that was something different. Oh, there's a take. All right, finally, finally caught another fish. I am completely out of light. I don't even know if you guys can see me. Oh, it's a crappie, awesome. Finally, a fish out of the spillway that is not a largemouth bass. I will take it. See you later, buddy. As you guys can tell, we have completely run out of daylight, and I was about to call it quits when we hooked into that crappie. So that was an awesome last catch, but as a whole, fishing was incredibly tough today. I set off with a goal of catching a monster fish out of this flooded creek, and we were unsuccessful. I tried my hardest, but in the end, all we were able to catch was a handful of bass, that crappie, and that little sunfish out of the cast net. Having said that though, I still had a lot of fun today. If you guys enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you left a thumbs up. Possibly think about subscribing if you haven't. I will catch you guys on the next one. This cast net has seen better days, but let's see if we can catch some fish with it. Here we go. All right, we got something, and it was able to escape because the cast net is broken. Darn. It's safe to say we need a new cast net.